Now, I've just left Keem, back up towards Keel, and swung a left just before the turn for the campsite, which I stayed in last night. You can actually see the deserted village from Keel campsite, so it's not too far. So once I got back that down direction, swung a left, straight ahead of me is the bottom of Schlievemore Mountains, and the bottom of that is a graveyard. Obviously it's a new up-to-date graveyard, and behind that is the deserted village. Now I'm a little bit confused because I've googled it a couple of times, and some say it's a deserted famine village, but most of the bits and bobs I've just read, it just says a deserted village. Back in the day when landlords became dicks, they just basically kicked people out of their homes and they wanted to graze cows, cattle, whatever on the land. So basically just kicked them out. Bastards. So it's very interesting, very eerie. The houses, they spread a good bit now. You'll see by the drone footage shortly. They're all man-made, mortar-free buildings, i.e. no cement mixer, no modern-day stuff, just rocks and stones put together, and they sit on their own. So, wow, amazing work. Personally thinking, I'd say they made the pyramids. You never know. So, after I stopped there, did a bit of drone footage, had a couple of photographs, I drove around the block and got to Dugert, hopefully I pronounced that right, Dugert Beach. Holy cow, I've never been on the north side of the island. I've only been on the island maybe 2 or 3 times in the last couple of years, but I never ventured that far. There's a massive beach, banana shaped, yellow sand, and there was nobody on it. I know it was Monday and it was early, but between the sun splitting the rocks, the scenery, and a whole beach there to yourself, wow, it was amazing. I know during the summer you probably won't get anywhere near it. The road up to it is quite narrow. The road all around that area is quite narrow. You do want to watch yourself. My camper van's only a Volkswagen Transport or short wheelbase low roof. I call it Volkswagen Chardon. So I'm not too bad now when it comes to traffic pulling in, you know, other vehicles coming your way. But big camper vans or other big vans, it's tight. It's tight. You just want to watch yourself. So I'd say a lot of people during the summer will be heading towards that particular beach. So it'd be kind of tight. It'd be narrow enough now. So I finished there, drove around the block, and I headed for Achill Bay. I wanted to go that way because I did it before. I did it back in 2023, and it was a fantastic drive. I was going the opposite direction when I did it back in the day, so it was nice to see it from a different view. And yeah, wow. When you're coming to the bottom of Achill Bay, there's a road. It zigzags left, right, left. There's another right. There's another left, there's another right. Then it goes uphill. There's a last left and a last right. And then you get to the top of the hill and the Wild Atlantic Way signpost is there. Pull in and the scenery, the view is just breathtaking. You can see all the way back over to Keem Bay and Croton Hill, which is miles away. It was a nice view because it was warm. It was only about maybe 11, half 11 in the morning, and it was, you know, you get that haze, that mist, that heat. Yeah, so it kind of made it. So it was absolutely fantastic. So you'll see clips of Achill Bay coming up. I stopped for a quick waffle, then drove on again. Then I stopped a bit further on from that one. I met a wall. You'll have to watch that now and listen to the clip there. It's very, very true and very interesting. No bullshit, I swear to God. So, on that note, sit back, roll it there, Chardon. Enjoy the bit of drone footage and a few photographs and a bit of history and a bit of waffle I've just given you. And chat to you soon. Thank you. right? I have to do a wee clip here. You have to see the scenery I'm looking at as we speak. I did this back in 2023, May 2023 on the motorbike. I went the opposite direction. I went from that way to that way, whereas today I'm going from that way to that way. But anyway, but wait and you see Achill Bay. This probably won't do it justice, but it's absolutely spectacular. As I said earlier on, I have, you probably can't see them, but there's aerials on a mountain over there. I kind of came past that ish. Between those two mountains there's a wee valley. I came that way down to that harbour that's way off in the distance. You can't see, I can. There's Keel and Keem on the far side of there. There's the road. It's a pity you can't see the road I came up. You'll see it on a different bit of footage from earlier. So I'm coming from this from a different direction. But look at the colour. Sorry, I got distracted there. From the direction I came over there, I swear to God, I will get, I said it earlier on, I will get probably photographs of Lanzarote. You'd swear you're on the same island. This is the same scenery. That brown, rugged, mountainy, volcanic look with little white houses dotted everywhere. That's Lanzarote to a T. And this is the same. This is unreal. Anyway, let's go over here a bit. There's the signpost. Granted, we're looking at it backwards. We'll go over here a bit. Not going down too far because if they come back up, my poor LEDs aren't able for that. It's gas. The amount of sheep that are here that literally just take over everywhere. Let's see if I can zoom in now a bit. So you can't see it, but there's little benches down there. 2 years ago I sat on them, did a bit of drone footage, had an old sandwich and just took in the scenery. Look at that. It's breathtaking. And the water is so clear down there. You probably can't see it either. I have photographs taken. There's a photographer sitting on the edge down there. His car's parked halfway up the hill. Hope he has a good handbrake. So yeah. So that's Keem Bay behind me, or Achill Bay, Jerry. I've done Keem Bay. So it's absolutely spectacular. I'm going to get a photograph or two now and then drive on and go further astray. As I said, I'm doing the loop a different direction now, which is going to be cool. I'm heading back towards the Spanish Armada, I think it's called, and a few other spots. So yeah, happy days to me. And to think I was going to sleep in Downpatrick Head last night or go home, I am so glad that I came as far as Keel and stayed in the campsite, because I went around the island. I went from Keel this morning to Keem Bay, then I took a different road up past it's a forgotten village, derelict village, something village, could be even a famine village, I'm not sure, abandoned village. So I've got photographs and drone footage of that, so I'll Google it and get the proper name. I'll just zoom back out here so you're not looking straight at my face. There's the scenery behind. Look at that. That's unbelievable. Right, I'm going to get a photograph or two now. And I'm sure I'll have another bit of waffle for you later on. Must grab a bite to eat now. There's still sandwiches and crisps and a bar of chocolate and Bulmer Zero and water in the van. So I might stop off somewhere. It's nice just to be able to do this at your own pace. No schedule, just come and go. Anyway, on the note, Chat to you soon. Cheers, thanks, bye. Now, I have an interesting fact for you. Haven't happened for a wee while. So, and this is true. This is the God's truth. I know this because I have this in the history books and geography books and other books. But many years ago, a long time ago, as you'll know, our ancestors, my ancestors, were travellers. I don't mean travelling community, they just travelled everywhere. And they're spread all over the world. So I have a guy in Italy, and as I said, a relation in another clip I said a while ago, he designed the Leaning Tower of Pizza. It's true. So, this one, I came across this one today. So I rang a couple of relations of mine, just to, you know, make sure I'm not filling you full of shite or spoofing you or anything, because, well, I just wouldn't do that. So I'm going to show you the picture now. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to go for a walk, because when I say how long this goes on for, this will actually make sense. So, if you can see that wall that goes along the edge here, all the way down there, and all the way down there, it also goes up over those hills. It's also comes across here. It's somewhere here, and it goes that way, and then that way, and then over the hills again. There it is over there. I know this is not a great view of it, but it comes back down around here then again, and so on and so on and so on. So as you know, the Irish people, back in the day when the English kicked us out after eating all our potatoes, and the famine came along, we had no choice but to travel. Most of us ended up in America. But I have a relation that goes back. He's an uncle of a sister's brother's chef. Yeah, he was a chef. And where he made his money was in China. He learned how to do noodles and rice here in Ireland. And he moved to China. And it was one of his great great grand cousin's stonemason's friend who built this wall here in Ireland on Achill Island. He moved to China, and guess what he built? The Great Wall. Could be true.